Facebook. I should have put this on Instagram too, but I'm not. Maybe I will. We'll see. You guys give me a second, please. Yeah, give me a second, please. I got a topic to talk to y'all about. I want to hear your thoughts on it, so stay tuned, okay? I'm just trying to share this out to my group, Pursuit of Self, as well as to my Facebook page, right? Which is Aloma Solutions, LLC. Okay, and with that being done, I'm going to publish that. And then you know what? I think I will go over to Instagram as well. You guys give me a second. Okay, I got you. Y'all, listen. I was having this conversation, and it's always, this is the thing. I'm just going to give you the premise of it, y'all. First of all, I'm Trina Aloma of Aloma Solutions. I'm an intuitive self-love coach. I help with your inner child healing process. Okay, so let me get on my Instagram page real quick and make sure folks on Instagram can see this too. Okay, live. Okay. So, y'all give me a second. Y'all, listen, let me tell y'all something. We are given information, and a lot of times we don't look at that information for what it is. We just take it for what somebody else says, and then we just let it roll with that, right? Am I live yet? Live. Okay. Okay, so I'm holding the phone on this side too, if Instagram will go. Okay. So, this is what I want to talk about. Instagram, getting people together, whatever. Like I said, you guys know that I'm Trina Aloma of Aloma Solutions. I'm an intuitive self-love coach. I help you with the inner child healing system, healing process. And in that process, I help you realize who you are so that you can get the things that you want and desire in your life. The misinformation I'm talking about is the stats. With self-love comes the relationship with yourself, comes relationships with everybody else in your life, including your lover, your romantic partner, your friends, your family, your co-workers, and everything else. This conversation is stemmed from a conversation I had earlier with a friend. No disrespect to that friend, because I totally get the points and everything they thought was valid, and I respect the way that this friend thinks for himself. And so anyway, what I want to talk about is the misinformation about stats in the world, about how hard it is for a Black woman to get the man that they want. The reason I say it's misinformation, because first of all, if we have not learned anything in this world today, we have to understand that numbers and stats and things are presented to you and can be presented to you in any way that the presenter wants to skew the information, first of all. There's always being said that, how hard it is for Black women to be married and to find someone in the ratio of women to men. Now, the thing that people love to talk about is, us men have it easier because it's so many of you guys for us. What is not understood is the same things that someone who's looking for certain things have to go through, whether they're male or female. You are going to encounter that exact same issue if that is a problem in the community as a whole. What am I talking about? So, like I said, no disrespect to the person I was talking to. It just stemmed a really interesting thought in my mind. I just want to present it to you guys. Some guys like to think that it would be harder for an older Black female to find love in their life, right? And they felt as if older Black men have a bigger pool or a bigger selection of folks to pull from because they go young, right? They go younger. And my argument to that is the exact same issues that you think Black women have. Anybody who is looking for a certain thing is going to have the exact same issue if there is a shortage on any end, whether it's 1 to 8, whether it's 8 to 10, whatever it is. The stats, I really, first of all, don't truly believe, simply because I think America presents stats according to what they want us to feel about ourselves. And if we accept that and perpetuate it, then that's us doing that. And the bottom line up front really is, if you're one person looking for one person, who cares about the other 10 million, right? Who cares about the other 10 million? So it's all about positioning yourself as far as I'm concerned. But this is the part that I want to talk about. You see a lot of people talking, I'm talking specifically men at this point, talking about how hard it's going to be for older women to find someone, without realizing that there are a lot of young guys who are interested in older women, just as there are a lot of young girls who may be interested in older men. The difference is the thing that we lead with, like older men, in order to compete with the younger guys, what they have. Now, y'all, come on now, give me a chance to get it all out first before you start getting your argument together. The thing that they must have is a certain, whether it's money or whatever it is, stability or whatever it is. Now, these young cats out here got money. These young cats out here got stability as well. So you're still competing against a pool of people who you may consider to be at more of a advantage than you, even though you don't want to think that. You want to think that women are the only ones who may have an issue, and I honestly don't believe that is the case. Personally, I don't believe that's the case. The argument that was brought to me was, look at how many single friends you have. And my thing is, look at how many married friends I have as well. And every single friend that I have, there is an understanding that there is work to be done. Now, if that friend is in denial, that friend is just in denial. There's nothing you can do if a person is not ready to recognize what it is that they're doing. There's nothing I can do about it. But the same issues that women have, men are having the exact same issue. So, for example, if you're talking about the ratio, 1-7, 1-8, and like I said, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that. Because when you go out that 1-8 and you get that 8, you got to think about, first of all, the men who are not interested in women. Then you got to talk about the men who can't even take care of themselves. And then you got to talk about the men who hate women, whether they think they're interested in, or hate black women, whether they think they're interested in them or not. And you still dwindle down to 1-on-1. And the thing is, it's the same thing that you feel, that men may feel is a plus. Hey, Tamika. The same thing that men think is a plus for them, saying that, well, there's 8 women that we get to choose from. If you are looking for something in quality, you still got to go through those same issues with the 8 women that you think you have to pull from. You still have to go through the exact same thing. So yeah, you may think it's easier because you got a bigger pool. But the only thing is, you still have to go through that pool. You still have to go through that pool of women who are not even interested in men, women who who don't have the qualities of what that man may be looking for. But even if you went through that and you have quality on one side and quality on the other side, you are still having to cipher through that same cesspool of stuff to get to them. So it's not like, women have it harder than men because there's a ratio more women to males. It doesn't matter. It really don't matter. The thing is, when you position yourself in a certain space, that is what you're going to attract. And so the issue that was brought to me was, well, when you were dating, you had a hard time. No, I did not have a hard time finding people to date. That was not hard at all. When I was dating for companionship. I wasn't dating for a husband, right? And a lot of times people think that women are, we're out here looking for husbands, right? When I was ready for a husband, then a husband came, because I positioned myself to be in that space. However, like I said, the argument that was brought to me was, you had a hard time finding no, I didn't have a hard time finding my husband at all. I didn't have a hard time dating. I went through the exact same pool of fish that's out there that guys go through when they're out there. So this is what I want to say to the women, first of all. And you guys know, if guys are listening, you guys know I do not male bash. However, I will stand on what I believe is truth, especially when you're trying to go against a sister. And when I say a sister, I'm talking about a black woman, right? So this is my thing. This is what I say. Regardless of what they talk about the ratio, I don't care if it's one woman to or a million women to one man. I don't care if it's 10,000 women to one man. The thing is you're one. You only need one. You don't need all of the other crap. The thing is getting to a position where you're able to see him, right? So the reason I'm saying that is because it was brought as if we would be lucky if a man selected us as black women middle age and older. And the thing is, the only reason in my heart of beliefs that anyone out here who is single is because they have not gotten to who they are yet, and they are continuing to choose according to their hurt instead of their healing. And they continue to attract you. This is what I'm saying. For those women out there who are dating, and keep running to the same thing over and over again and can't seem to get it and getting ready to give up on men and all the other stuff, I doubt if you're having problems attracting men. You're probably having problems attracting the man that you want. But I doubt if you have problems attracting men. So it's not like there is a shortage of men, right? We are only selecting on our hurt instead of our healing. And until you get to that point, and like I said, not to bash men, because that's not what I do. If a woman was on here saying if I had a conversation with a female, I don't say female, let me not say female, I don't want to offend nobody. If I was having a conversation with a woman and she was saying there are no good men out there, I would be saying the exact same thing to her. Telling her there is absolutely good men out there. But what is it that you're attracting? What is it that you're entertaining? What is it that you continue to bring into what are you carrying? What baggage are you carrying? What bait are you continually dangling out in front that you don't realize that you're dangling out in front of you with? Right? So I'm not male bashing. I'm just simply here to say now and to let women know when people say this, especially when guys who say this, who say that you're going to have a hard time because you're a black woman or because you're a middle-aged woman or whatever else. If those good black women are having a hard time finding good black men, then those good black men are having a hard time finding a good black woman. Because it's not like there's this whole world of good black men who are single, who's looking. Because the thing is, who's single, who has what they want. The thing is, if there are good single black men out there and you're having problems attracting, you're having the exact same issue that women are having. It's not like one is on the other. It's not like one has it over the other. The thing is about positioning yourself to be in a space to attract what it is that you truly want. Now, if I am still attracting in my place of hurt, if I'm still attracting that place of feeling like I'm not enough or feeling like somebody's going to leave me, or I got to, buy somebody, or I got to do this in order to keep somebody, then of course I'm going to keep attracting those people that I have to buy, or who's going to walk out, who's going to do this, or who's going to do that. Of course, I'm going to keep doing that. And a lot of times we don't even realize that we have this cycle going on. We just think there are no good men out there. We just think, oh, there is no good men out there. We don't realize that there is a healing that's needed inside of us in order for us to see the ones who are not there. Why do you keep getting attracted to F-boys? Why do you keep attracting guys who take advantage of you? Why do you keep attracting the people who are going to continue to walk out? Right? It has nothing to do with there not being a supply. The world has so many different type of people in it, including black people. And if you are continuing to attract the exact same type of person with the exact same issues, the exact same everything, you are the common denominator. It has nothing to do with the supply. It has nothing to do with the person who's demanding it. Tamika says you can dangle a 14 karat gold carrot and you still can't find a good man. And trust me, I have done the work. If you're dangling a 14 gold carat, you're going to attract a man who is attracted to 14 gold carats. So it's not about the reason I say that is because it's not about, listen, people, I'm just going to tell y'all this. I know it seems, and you may say, okay, well, easy for you. And when you were out there dating, when I was out there dating, I was dating from a whole bunch of crap. But I didn't have a problem attracting people in my life. I didn't have a problem dating. I didn't have a problem finding somebody to go out with. I didn't have a problem with any of that. And I doubt if I would have a problem if I had to go back out there again. I doubt if I have a problem with that. The problem that I had was the mindset that I was in when I was out there doing that, because I already told y'all, when I was dating from a place of fear. I was dating from a place of that fear of commitment. I was scared to commit. And so I was attracting people who were afraid to commit. I don't know how to um, um, explain it other than saying, when you look down at it, okay, I'm gonna use Tamika's analogy. She said you can dangle a 14 karat gold carrot, right? And you still can't find a good man. I'm using that analogy because it's on the screen. The question becomes, why do you have to dangle anything? Why do you have to put anything other than yourself out there? What we do sometimes, and I'm not talking about you, Tamika, I'm just talking about what we do sometimes when it comes down to what we think is going to attract something or someone. We coat ourselves with these things. Like some people with the, want to alter our bodies because we feel like, that is going to attract somebody to me. Some of us want to, do all these different things because we feel like this is going to attract somebody to me. In reality, what that's doing is your BBL is attracting people who want a BBL. It has nothing to do with you. That it's not even a part of you. If you're dangling items and things and money and all this other stuff in front of you as your bait, then you're going to catch the person who is interested in that bait, not you. And until we get to a point where we know who we are, this is an issue. I was reading this book on the plane yesterday, in the airport, and it was talking about people who are successful not realizing that they cannot get to the next step because they have not realized what they need to release or what they need to stop, right? That is an issue that a lot of us have. A lot of us feel like, I'm good, I love myself, I take care of myself, I do all of these things, and by me doing all these things, it has put me in a successful space. I have been good so far, and it's just this one, and me doing all of this is why I am successful. And the issue is, there is always another step. There is always another spot to excel on. And when we'll get comfortable in that space of thinking, I'm doing everything right, I'm good on every level. And like I said, this is always the issue. People don't realize the help or the healing that is required. We always feel like, well, I've gotten this far so far on what I'm doing now that I'm good. And the reality of it is, in order to get to the next step, if you're not there, if you're not where you want to be, then something's got to change. And I'm not saying change you. And I'm not saying that you have to go on and pack on all these different things about yourself. The thing is, sometimes you have to stop some of the stuff that you're doing that is not you. And in that same way, from where that comes from business or anything else, it's not all about trying to do something different than who you are. Sometimes it's about letting go of the things that you aren't, so that you come through and you don't have to worry about, okay, I'm not going to attract these men who fit this qualification because, they say this is how. If you are dangling, if you're able to use your body, let's say your body for an example. If you're using your body to attract someone, if you think that this is your best asset, I'm going to show my body, then you're looking for a person who's interested in bodies, right? I'm not saying that's not important to people. I'm not saying what's important to people. What I'm saying is what you use for bait is what you're going to catch. If men are using their money and their bling to get a woman, they're going to get who is attracted to that bling and money. Y'all call them gold diggers. You can call them whatever you want to call them. But if you are using that bait, that's what you're going to catch. We as women think we have to look a certain way. We have to, our bodies have to be a certain way. We have to talk a certain way in order to attract a male. In order to attract a male, who those things are what they are looking for. When you want somebody who is attracted to you, who you are as a person, as your true self, you have to be that person. You can't dangle all this other stuff out front and think that you're going to get who you truly are in alignment with. You're going to get who your representative is in alignment with. And most times when we having to fake, it's going to crack. It's going to crack. We can only fake for how long? Even when we don't realize that we're doing it. Our true self is going to have to break through eventually, or we're going to not be happy in the space that we're in. So if I present myself as this sophisticated, every time I have to be perfect, my makeup has to be laid, y'all know that ain't me, and all this other stuff that I feel like, oh, I have to show my butt every time I, whatever, I'm going to attract who that representative represents. It won't be who I am, who is the Southern girl who likes simple things and all the other crap that comes along, all the quirks and the nerd crap and all the other stuff that comes along with me. I'm gonna have to hide that. I'm gonna have to hide that if I feel like I'm not good enough with my nerdism. Is that a word? If I'm not good enough as my, the quirky things that I do, the freaking Southern drawl that comes out sometimes, maybe all the time, I don't know. If I feel like that's not good enough and I'm representing myself in a different way, I'm going to attract who is attracted to that thing that I am, that representation that I'm putting out front. And the true me ain't going to be happy. The true me is going to find a way to sabotage. It's going to find a way to not get into it. And or if I am still operating out of hurt, regardless of how true you may think you are to yourself, until you get out of that, until you get healed from that hurt to a certain extent, you will always use that hurt as a gauge. You will always use it as a gauge. And you can say, I'm good, I got over it, I don't thought about it, I don't told them off, I don't talk to who I had to talk to. It's not about anybody outside of yourself. It's not about anybody outside of yourself. It's about who you are inside. It's about healing who you are inside. Because no matter what you say, you still believe a certain way about yourself. You still believe a certain way about the world. You say, no, you bring your true self and you still can't find a good man. Part of the problem is men don't know what they want until they lose it. I can respectfully respect your opinion. I can respectfully respect your opinion. Like I was saying, a lot of times we stand in success and we don't realize, I don't know why I haven't yet YouTube, but I do actually have a YouTube channel. I just don't talk. I'll probably upload this one to it. We'll see. We can be in success and think that we've reached a certain level of success. And because we have reached it doing what we have been doing, this is a good recipe. And we will stay at that level forever. Until we're ready to accept that there is always something to get higher on. If there's always something that we want and we don't have it, there may be work to still be done. If the pool is full of pee-pee, okay. Just like we say, men come into our lives and they flaw us and they make us bitter, women are peeing in the pool too. Women are peeing in the pool too. Thank you over here. But is that my son? I'm not my son. Is that my brother over here on Instagram? I can't tell. I can't see the picture, but I think that's my brother. If that is, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you. We're all peeing in the pool, right? We're all peeing in the pool. And if the pool is full of pee, why are you still in the pool? Get out the pool. Go to another pool. Go to a beach. Go to an ocean. Why are you still in the pool if it's full of pee-pee? Get out of it. Because we feel like we've gotten successful and we've gotten to this pool. Dang on it. And I've done all the right things to get to this pool. And we don't realize that just across the fence or just over the mountain or just over that next work that I have to do on myself is a whole nother pool. But because we feel like we've done what we needed to do, we stay stuck in that space. Don't kill the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. And I want to make this clear. I am not blaming anyone because we have a life and we live it and we all go through things. And there comes a time sometimes that you just ain't going to be in the space where your person is at. It's just going to take some time. It's going to take whatever it is to get to what you want. But when you continue to stay and hang around that pool of pee, and you continue to pluck them out of that pool, guess what? You're not moving to a different level. You're staying there. You're staying in that same space. And I'm not talking about you, Tamika. I'm just using your words because those are the ones I see on the screen. You're just, you're staying at the pool and you're still fishing in a pool full of pee. Why? Because our brain has told us this is our option. This is our only option. The reason I want to come on because I know people take this to heart. I know people take, black women are the least to get married. Black women are the ones. Ask my married black women friend. They're married. Everything ain't easy. Everything ain't tipping throwing to the tulips. But it's not like it's impossible. Look at the people who've been in relationships and why they ended. Look at all these different factors around a whole bunch of different things. Look at the people who you're overlooking because you feel like because they said my partner is supposed to look a certain way or act a certain way or do a certain thing, I'm not going to deal with them. Look at the people who you're overlooking. Look at the people who are out there doing the thing. And then look at what they have to go through. We get traumatized as women. I'm pretty sure men get the same trauma. Just because we're different sexes or different genders, it doesn't mean that our heart don't operate the same way. It doesn't mean that our feelings don't hurt or get hit the same way. I bet you there's someone listening. Someone who's listening, whether it's now or going to listen later. They're in a position where they've said, I am not going to deal with this type of person again. I'm not going to deal with this person again. I'm not going to deal with this type of attitude again. And when fear comes, guess where they at? They entertain it. And in that entertainment, what you're looking for could have been right there. But because you are so accustomed or so afraid or whatever it is that makes you make the decisions that you make, you go to the familiar and you stay at that same space. You stay at that same watering hole. You stay at that same whatever, because you are so, your brain, it made you think that this is your option. This is what I got. You don't realize that there's a whole big old world outside of this box, outside of this pool, outside of this, whatever it is. I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow. It could be. But first you have to represent with who you are. The amount of things that I feel, this is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to admit this. God blessed me with a gift, and I am hesitant to use it because I don't want to hurt feelings. Right? And knowing that I know how I get. I know how I get. When I have something in my head and I think this is what it is about me, I am going to stand 10 toes down on that thought. And I don't want to deal with me. I don't want to deal with that type of, because they're not ready to hear, right? They're not ready to hear. And so I watch and it's just like, okay. But I'm praying on that. I'm praying that God give me a little bit more steel, S-T-E-E-L, that my heart is overruled on occasion. That my heart is overruled on occasion. I can scroll up and down my timeline, and I've seen people who are paid big bucks to give information. I see people who are, very successful in their own businesses and in their own things that they do. But I can also pinpoint that pain point almost to tooth and realize that some of the things that people do and say, even though it sounds good, is coming from a place of hurt, right? An example: the most successful people in the world, we can look at and say, well, they got their stuff together, they're happy. I'm going to use Oprah as an example. I remember when I used to watch the Oprah show long time ago, one of her favorite lines to quote was Maya Angelou. I think it was from Maya Angelou, where she said that when a person shows you who they are, believe them, right? With Oprah saying that, never met Oprah in my life in person, never met Oprah over a phone, over virtually anything. I've only seen Oprah on TV. I can still pinpoint where that hurt. That statement is covered in hurt. That statement is covered in hurt. Because I won't say because you have to say it, because the words are truth. When a person tells you, shows you who they are, believe it. But listening to Oprah say it, the gift I feel God blessed me with has shown me that that statement means so much more than just those words to her. That she's, anyway, I ain't talking about her business, but what I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with how much money you have. It has nothing to do with how successful you think you are. Until we start living in our healing and not in our hurt, we will probably continue to be a little bit dissatisfied. We probably continue to feel like, there are some people who feel like I was saying earlier, I feel like I'm successful. I feel like I've made it. I have everything that I want except for this thing right here. But, that's just the way I am, and this is how I've done it, and this has worked for me. And it has nothing to do with changing who you are. It just it's more about looking at who you're not. I don't know how else to explain. I don't know how, well, I'm sure I do know how else to explain it, but right at this moment, I just want to offer this to you. This is what I want to offer to you. Don't ever be afraid that you're not going to get what you want. First of all, that fear is going to repel it, because there's a constant worry about not having it. And when you speak, the universe listens, regardless of what you think you're talking about. You're saying, I want this right here, but the world is full of no good people, or I can't find, or there are no. You are speaking that into existence. I don't care how crazy people say it is, or woo-woo, or whatever you want to call it. We create our world. And if what you got to say is against what you want, even when you think you're speaking it into positivity, you put in that negative. Another example, when you see somebody else having what it is that you think you want, and the first thought in your head is to find something wrong with it, or to feel some type of way about it, you are repelling what is for you with those type of thoughts. You are repelling what is in alignment with you with those type of words. Trying to make your hurt look like strength. That could be a little dangerous. Trying to make your hurt look like strength. The strength in your hurt is the healing. Okay? The strength in your hurt is the healing. Okay. I don't want to get too deep. Yeah. I don't want to go too deep into this. I don't want to, Anyway, this is what I'm praying for healing on, for my own personal healing, to be able to speak what it is I need to say instead of trying to tiptoe around things. But I'm going to get better with that. But for you, that's what I want to offer you today. You can have what you desire. Get to who you are so that you know, first of all, who you are and who it is that desiring this. And then you'll know exactly what it is that you desire. And in the love of yourself, and in the taking care of yourself, and in the discovery of yourself, then you will get to, you can start seeing those things instead of those things that are just the surface things, instead of the things that are just the surface things. He said, go deep, girl. The deep is live your life according to your healing, not according to your hurt. If you're in a space that you're not happy with, or that you're not satisfied with, or that you feel like you can't do better than, or you feel like you have to do something different than be who you are, get the healing that you need so that you can move beyond that. You have to live and love in happiness, okay? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying I got the answers to it all. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, when I had the conversation this morning with my friend, and that came out, I felt the need for that to come out simply because they were speaking in their hurt. It sounds good. It sounds good if you're on the other end of the coin. If somebody said, you know what, as one man, I get 10 women to choose from because there's the ratio, right? And somebody come and tell you, ooh, that may not be true. Of course you're going to feel some type of way, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, don't pop my balloon of illusion. I want to feel like I have 10 women to choose from. And the reality of it is, when you were out there, all these tens of women that you have to choose from, how long did it take you? Did you find it? Did you find what so I guess to the men, I want to say this: don't try to make women feel bad talking about no ratio, because the ratio ain't got nothing to do with nothing. One person, if you're looking for one person, the only thing you worry about is the one person. You ain't worry about the other 10 or the other 15 or whatever else, right? You worry about what's yours and what you're in alignment with. So don't do that, men. It sounds like you are using your fear to mobilize women when you do that. That's what it feels like when you do stuff and say stuff like that. When you try, y'all know what I'm saying. I don't have to repeat that part. Women, what I'm saying to you is, don't allow words like that to discourage you. Just know that what's yours is yours, and it don't matter. We don't care about no ratio. Like I said, if we haven't learned anything else in these United States of Americas, in this world of living on this planet Earth, is that they're going to the media, TV, everything else, they're going to I can show you stats right now that say cats smell better than dogs. Simply because anybody can find a stat, and I can show you and present to you what I want you to see. And you guys know, as Black people in America, that we are not going to be automatically lifted to the highest level. So of course, everything that's presented in our face is going to be on the negative. Everything about our Black men is going to be spoken in the negative. All the things about our Black women are going to be spoken in the negative in some form or fashion. If you continue to look for it, you will always find it. You will always find it. When you start looking for the positive, I guarantee you will start seeing the positive of things. But because the world that we live in may not have our best interest at heart, they will always present it to us as if we cannot succeed. And if we continue to perpetrate what the world tried to tell us instead of what we know about ourselves, and I'm not talking about what you know, I'm talking about what you know, or what you know. Not this stuff that we think about, because the world already done told us so much stuff, more stuff than enough for us to think about. What you know about who you are. All of that crap ain't gonna matter, because you know they're not talking about you. That's why I want to get on. I don't want you to be discouraged. I want you to get the healing. I want you to do the things that make you happy here. Knowing that regardless of what happens, whether somebody come into your life today, tomorrow, 1,000 years from now, that you are okay right here, right now, as who you are, and being happy in that. Because I promise you, when you become happy in you, that is when you start attracting those things. That's when you start attracting those things. But always trying to put up this facade, always trying to be in this stance, always trying to be this person that everybody say you're supposed to be, ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna ever work. It may get you somebody, but I guarantee you it ain't gonna be got for long. or it ain't gonna be gotten in happiness, or it's not gonna be got in satisfaction. Be who you are. Those things that you think people care about, those things that you think people are going to talk about, those are the things that make you uniquely you. Those are the things that make you who you are. And the person who loves you, don't you want the person to love you for those things, so you don't have to run around here talking a certain way and knowing it's not the way you talk, or acting a certain way knowing it's not the way that you want to act. You are enough. Yeah, baby. I'm doing a live on like 18 different platforms. But anyway, just know that you are enough. Let me go see about D for a minute, y'all. But remember that you are enough. Put you out there and trust you. Don't operate on fear. Don't say, oh, somebody noticed me, so maybe this is my chance. If they are yours, you can go and drop kick them in the neck. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can do anything you want. It's going to be yours. That's not going to matter. It's just like when you go for a job interview. I always tell people, just go and be who you are. And if it's yours, it's going to be yours. You can go in there and not know the answer to any question, and it's going to be yours. You can go in there and BS all the way through. If it's yours, it's going to be yours. You can go in there and know every single answer that they ask, and it won't be yours. I will, Tamika. I'll tell them. And if it's not yours, it's not going to be yours. And when you go in there as you're so much more comfortable, so much more confident, knowing that, you know what, everybody ain't going to have the answers. Everybody ain't going to be perfect. But what you need, I can be perfect for. What you want, what you yourself want, there's someone there perfect for that. And you don't have to put on any type of act. You don't have to fake it out. You don't have to be anybody like anybody else. You don't have to be, well, she wear her hair like this, so I'm gonna put my hair like that so that I can get this. We always talk about these celebrities and the things, and we're talking about, oh, what prayer did she use? Use your own prayer. You don't want what she got. Trust me, you don't want what she got. You want what's yours. Take away the bitterness in your heart that you have against anybody else who you think have what you want. When you can celebrate somebody else's, or celebrate what you think is what you want in someone else, it brings it closer to you. It's like a magnet. Okay, so now I gotta get some representation now. I have this big container of magnets. What is attracted to, and this is not going to be relevant on anything. I just wanted to show it simply because I was talking about what's about magnets and everything else. What is going to be drawn to it is going to be drawn to it. I can put up a beautiful shell, and it won't be attracted to these magnets. These magnets won't attract that shell because it's not for them. But I can put up the smallest of magnet. It can be somewhere in the midst of something. You can best believe if I stick this set of magnets down into a pool of dirt with that one piece of magnetic strip, is going to attract it. It's because it's what it's for. That is who it's for. Just the same way with you. Okay. So I'm going so far on these analogies. I have obviously talked too much now. I'm ready to get off. But I hope you guys get something from this. There is yours there. Yours is here. Yours is right here. Right? You just got to get here. You just got to get here. You guys know I'm not going to end without saying something about the retreat. Yeah. The Release and Renew Spring Retreat happens April 8th through 10th in North Carolina. A beautiful space to start getting to your healing process. Okay. A beautiful place to start to get your healing process. Instagram, the link is in my bio about the Release and Renew Retreat for 2022 in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Facebook, I'll put the link at the top of this once I'm finished. If I'm posting this on YouTube is going to be in the description box, okay? So anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this now. I got to go. But I will definitely talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself and each other, okay? Because we are all connected, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye, Instagram. And bye-bye, Facebook.